Hey friends, we are back again on another Monday.
So glad to be with you.
Yes, MB, you doing okay today?
I am. How about you, friend?
I'm doing well.
Hey, we need to pause and say she and her hubs just opened a restaurant. I guess it's a smoothie slash food shop. I mean, how do
Like
you
a cafe.
Cafe.
Yes.
That sounds way better than smoothie slash food shop. But friends, I'm gonna make a pitch. You need to go to Taproot in Hoover. It's right next to the Starbucks across from the Chick-fil-A. So all you Birmingham peeps watching this, go to Taproot for everything. You can go for breakfast. You can go for lunch. You can go get a smoothie. Go. It's really
That's
good.
really nice. We didn't even plan that. But
No, that's
I do appreciate the plug though.
Plug. Spontaneous plug.
I love it. Well, again, we are so happy that you have joined us. Today, we are going to talk about the themes. So, in the beginning of our study, and I think we've mentioned it before, but we kind of broke down some themes that run throughout Scripture. And we thought it was important to do that for a couple of reasons. MB, you want to tell them why
Yes.
that was so important for us?
Absolutely. So it's on page 10 of the study. And one of the reasons, by the way, that we're making these videos is because we've gotten some great feedback from small groups saying, hey, can you do a little bit more explanation? And so any questions that you have, please comment on a video or message us on social media so we can keep making videos that are helpful to you. But these themes are themes that run all the way throughout Scripture. So like creation is a theme that runs from the beginning, the first book of Genesis, all the way through to Revelation. And on page 10, what we've done is we have identified 6 themes that run throughout Scripture, key statements that we felt like kind of summed up what the heart of it, and then Old and New Testament examples that we hope that you will read so that you can see, oh my goodness, I do see how all of Scripture starts to fit together.
Yeah, and like you said, like creation, for example, that starts in Genesis, there's a very literal way that we understand creation at the very beginning of Scripture, right? But then throughout, creation starts to morph into other ways, not just this very literal, but how we are given a new chance every single day, right? The creation of our new selves that we get after we come to believe in Jesus, right? And so I just love the way that these themes, the way that we identify them, how it helps us to hone in on some of those points. Because sometimes we can kind of get lost in this Scripture.
Yes.
And so if we have these themes that we're pointing out, it's easy for us to track, there it is again.
Absolutely. And you know what? You just said to like creation, the key statement that we came up with was that you can have a fresh start. I just need to know sometimes that I can have a fresh start. So even if I have read, this is the theme, here's some scriptures, now we try to come up with a statement that you would remember so that as you're reading through Scripture, you have that in your back pocket. Wait a minute, I can have a fresh start with God no matter what is going on in my life. I can hit the reset button, or He can help me hit the reset button. So it was very important for us for you to know this. But the reason we're including this is because one small group said there's a lot of writing on this page. So maybe you're like us, or I feel this way. Sometimes when a page has a lot of writing, I'm like, I'll just come back to that. But one of the girls in the group said, guys, you've got to go back and do this exercise. So we consider this a don't miss page because we used it to form questions about our lives. And so, for example, one of the themes, is about redemption. And it means you are valued by God. So, for example, one of the questions we ask at the end of Parable 1 is, where do you get your value? And talk a little bit more about that and, how do you value others? And so, but that's sort of the heart of how we came up with that question.
Yeah, and so part of the way that we have tried to do those questions, not tried to, but we have aligned each question with a theme so that you can know what are we getting to the heart of when we're asking ourselves these questions. And I love what you just said, because a lot of them are about us, right? What are some things that I need to ask myself about me, but also what do I need to ask myself about how I'm loving or treating others, which can, hit us in just the right spot sometimes.
Just the right time.
So yeah, the questions can be a really good way for you to do some personal exploration, if you will.
Yes. So we hope if you have the study and you have not engaged page 10 yet, go back and do that because it will help you as you go throughout the rest of the study. And we want to wrap up today by telling you a story of how your dollars, when you purchase this study, our heart, and we hope you'll go to seekingeden.org to see more about our mission, but we really have a heart for rural pastors. And so one of our friends who is our translator in Tanzania, Pastor Vomo, whose voice sounds like what? James Earl Jones, isn't that what we
Yes,
decided?
yes.
I mean,
Very strong, bassy.
and he matches us rhythm for rhythm, note for note. They're a little tiny church in Tanzania, and they had this little plot of land. And he and his congregation were going to have to move. They were going to lose their land because the town council came to them and said, you need to either purchase the extra land next to you or you need to move. Now, for us, when people move churches all the time, I mean, we can drive there, no problem. But when you move where they are, I mean, most people walk to church. So if they relocate, they're going to lose a lot of their congregation. And so, but because of you, we were able to give them a gift through Seeking Eden that allowed them to get the plot of land next to them. So they're going to be able to stay where they are, continue to worship there. And that's so exciting.
Yes, that is so exciting. I'm so happy for them, but I feel so proud and humbled and grateful that we were able to play a part in that. And so grateful to all of you who have helped us and supported the study that makes those types of things really possible. So thank you so much.
Absolutely. Okay, thanks for listening today.